Good day. Welcome to King Williams Everything. Today we're going to take a look at something every computer tech should have in their tool bag. An LCD power supply tester. Easy to read, power voltage. And this is, power supply tester is the brand, so you know it's a good quality one. But you can kind of see the back, basically what it does. The product designed with LCD to show your ATX power voltage value. Easy to plug with ATX power, 24 pin and plug P4, P6, P8, and show the voltage of the LCD panel. So basically what this does, it'll show you the voltage of your power supply, so it'll tell you if it's good or bad. And I've used this a few times. It's really good if you fix computers a lot. Come on out, baby. If you don't do a lot of computer repair, this is probably not going to do you much good, but if you do, you might want to get yourself one of these. It's got a little manual. Let's see, Mr. Manual. The product designed with LCD, blah, blah, blah. Plug it in, test it. So you can kind of see power connectors. Oh, it has a hard drive, hard disk, floppy connector, SATA connector. So you can kind of check different voltages, and you'll see when we open it up. Here's the voltage table. You can see it gives you the normal voltages. Display voltage range, that kind of thing. So it kind of gives you kind of a little hint. So okay, if you look at this chart, you'll see 0.5 or plus 5, negative 12, plus 12, plus 12, 2, 3.3 volts, 5 volt. I'm not sure what the PG is. So milliseconds, but anyway, it kind of tells you if it's low or high. So if you're at 5 volts and you're getting 4.7 volts, it's low. If you're getting 5.25, it's high. So it kind of gives you like a basic range, kind of a reference. So that's kind of what that is. There's the picture on the back. But what this guy does, if you look at him, he has a little display, and he'll show you the voltages, plus, 12, 3, 3, and 5. So you plug your motherboard in this piece, or in that piece. And then there's a Molex, so you can see you can plug in you can check the voltages for that piece. And I don't know what this one is. Oh, here's for the floppy drive, so you can test that power. Because everybody has a floppy drive still. Your 3.5 floppy you can plug in there, the power part. So it gives you some basic testing. I think there's probably some newer versions that have some different different connectors. You know what? This is the SATA power plug, the SATA plug. It's just kind of hard to see the pins. They're on the top. So you plug your little SATA connector in there and test that voltage. And I've used this quite a few times. I wouldn't take it for 100%, but it's a good way to start. You can plug it in, in the computer and test it. The best way, is test it under load, or if you can test it with a multimeter. But to get in all the little pins and stuff like that on your connectors, kind of difficult. But this is easy. You can plug it in, plug everything in, turn it on your computer, and you can see. But I've had times where I'd actually tested it, said it was okay, but it really wasn't, because under load it was just kind of flaky. But for the most part, this will tell you, hey, it's good or bad. And what you can do is, when this plugs in, normally on your motherboard you have to have, I can't remember which wires jumper to turn on the power supply. This will do that for you, and then it'll light this up and say, give you some details. And we're going to do that in a second. But I figured I'd at least show you this part. See on the back, there's Mr. Barcode, part number, warranty void if removed. I don't remember when I bought this. It's probably 10 years ago, and I've used it about a half dozen times. But it has detected, like a squirrely something going on with the computer. You can plug this in and it'll say, hey, the 12 volts high, or 12 is usually low or something. That's making the thing reboot, or something's wacky with it. But I'll tell you what, let me grab a power supply. I'll be right back. So stay there, stay calm, relax. Are you staying there? Okay, stay there. I'll be right back. And we're back. Did you miss me? Probably not. That's all right. But anyway, I got a power supply. I got a Mr. Dell model something. It's an old one, 135 watts, so it's a small one. This one has the P1 connector and the P2. This would be P2. P2 connector, so it's the little bit stubbier one, and that's okay. This one does not have the SATA connector, so it is kind of older. It just has the Molex stuff. And it also has, of course, you always need a P7. Whatever P7 is, but that's the little floppy. 3.5 floppy, jam that in. So, I do have this turned on, but like I said, there's no power on this guy until you have motherboard connected, or you jumper, a couple pins you can jumper. This green one and the black one, probably any black one, they're probably the same. And that would let you get, like you can put a switch on here if you want to remotely turn it off and on. That's basically what the computer does for you. So let's plug Mr. Power Supply in. And this is a little stubbier one, so you don't use all the pins. Here, get on there. You can kind of see the 5 volts is 5.2, the 12 volts is 11.8, the 3.3 is 3.3, the negative 12 is 12.1. I think this LL is blinking because we don't have these pins, we don't have the longer connector. And then the 5 volt, the 5B one is 5 volts, 280 milliseconds. I'm not sure what that is for, but it's okay. And if you want to test the Molex, when you plug in the Molex, what you do, these little lights will light up. They'll show you what voltage are good on it. Let's plug a Molex in. Where's the Molex go? The Molex goes here, right there, baby. Let's plug in Molex. Oh, Molex. Bam. And there you go. It lights up those. Doesn't really tell much other than you got the voltage, so. And that's okay. It's a basic tester. And then I believe, what did I do here? Oh boy. Let's see. We're having technical difficulties here. There we go. Like these, you got the 4P, the 8P, the 6P connector. We have a 4P. No, wait, what is it? 2P? I lost him. Oh, here he is. P2. Let's plug him in there. Oops, if I can get this in there right. I don't know. Not sure if that really tests it. But you get the idea, you know, it's kind of pretty simple. Jam in the connectors, and away you go. So it gives you some good testing results. You know, you can, if you don't want to rip a desktop apart, and you want to test the power supply in the PC, this is a good way to go. At least as long as you can get this connector and pull it off, plug it in, you can say, oh yeah, this looks like it's pretty good. You know, it's testing all good. But it's not foolproof, but it is a good little tool to have in your little kit, because it's small, easy to carry. And the last thing you want to do is, you know, your customer site or a commercial site, and you believe it's a bad power supply, you don't want to go out and buy a $60 power supply and swap it out, and it doesn't work, because then you look like a fool, big fool. But at least with this you can say, oh yeah, bad power supply, and swap it out, and you're the hero. But anyway, that's the power supply tester. No name. You can get these all over the place. I think Newegg, Amazon, you know, that kind of thing. eBay. These are really cheap. I think this might have been $10, something like that. Might have even been less. Probably they have newer versions now, but this is a good little tool to have. Keep with you, do some testing. And I've detected a couple bad power supplies in the past with this. So it did pay for itself, definitely. But you know, if you're going to use it for home once in a while, maybe not worth it. But if you do a lot of computer testing, you know, you might want to pick one of these bad boys up. And you know, it always looks cool when the customer sees you pull out some fancy tool to do some testing, and it beeps. See her beeping? That's cool. Anyway, have a great day.